Hello and welcome to Soul in Balance. My name's Alicia and I'll be bringing you a report on the new moon in Cancer that'll be happening on the 13th of July at 12:47 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Now this new moon's going to be a little bit different because it's also a partial solar eclipse, and it's going to be quite a wide partial solar eclipse because the North Node is in Leo. But it just means it's going to be more of an amplified and magical new moon. So with all new moons, it's about new starts. And as we all know, it's been a really tough time on the planet. All the planets have been pushing and pulling and grinding and applying pressure. So we come into ourselves, come into our own self-nurturing. So we've had a lot of relationships and situations in life just break away. It could be with family, it could be with work, it could be, intimate partnerships where you're having to come back to yourself and be your own self-nurturing, your own self-reliance. And it has been really hard and it's been really traumatic for everyone, myself included. But with this new moon, we're being pushed to move forward now, pushed to move forward in a new way, in a new structured and loving and self-nurturing way. And this new moon is going to be absolutely wonderful and is setting the tone for the next year coming up, where we're needing to come home and building new structures within ourselves, a new home within ourselves. So stay tuned and I'll bring you the report. Okay, so partial solar eclipse, new moon in Cancer. Where to begin? It has been an emotional roller coaster for all, but it has been worth it, and we have all kind of come back home, come back to our own self-love, and it's been absolutely awesome. But with this new moon, it's going to be opposite Pluto in Capricorn, and Pluto is all about death, rebirth, transformation, being that phoenix rising from the ashes. So what we're going to be seeing at this new moon is further transformation in our emotional structures and what's going on there. So like I said in my last video and other previous videos, we've been living in the emotional dark ages for a very, 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 very long time, and it's like now we're finally coming home to our real feelings and what's really resonates with us. No more of this, like just pushing our feelings down and soldiering on and putting ourselves in situations or circumstances that aren't serving us. So we're really just coming back and realizing that we don't need anyone else. We don't need all these structures and defense mechanisms, that we're whole within ourselves. And that's what Pluto over in Capricorn opposite this new moon is asking us to do. And it's creating trauma and getting us to bring up really old stuff and even bringing in new stuff. So we just let go of these old structures. It could be situations going on in the family where you just need to just be like, no, I don't want anything to do with that anymore. It doesn't serve me anymore. And if this doesn't change, I'm taking myself out of that situation. It could be this stuff going on at work too, or in intimate relationships. And we need to acknowledge that that relationships and circumstances that are past their use by date need to be let go of, so we can start bringing in this new stuff. And as Jupiter is going direct now, we kind of have all felt this freeing energy, like things can start moving forward now and expanding in the direction that we want to go. And it's actually been really, really relieving just to have that burst of energy come through the last few days, because it has been really dense. It's been really traumatic and really heavy, and we've really been pushed to go in. And now that we can move forward with our desires and be so much more happier. And this is how we can serve the planet and serve other people, because then we're serving from a full cup. We're not an empty cup having to take from other people just to fill a void or fill that cup. We can then give give from that place. So this really is a very transformational new moon, and it's really important that we embrace the lessons that come up, embrace the stuff that needs to go. And if we can sit with that, even meditate on that, or do some kind of healing on that, and then move forward in a direction that's serving you, you'll be serving other people. So a really auspicious aspect that we're going to be having at this new moon is the Star of David. So that will be 2 grand trines. So we've got the grand trine in water and also the grand trine in earth. So it's going to be quite an amazing aspect to have at this time. So we've got the grand water trine, which we've experienced over the last few months, but with this grand trine it's going to be the sun, the moon in Cancer, Jupiter in Scorpio, and Neptune in Pisces. And this is all about healing. It's all about healing and transforming ourselves from a place of nurturing, from a place of our own emotional care. And it is really a psychic time as well. It's a time where you can really connect to people and loved ones and the universe for information. So use this aspect, and if you feel certain things that come up, you know, trust them and believe that you're getting this information for a reason, and let yourself evolve. Let that information take you on a journey where you're evolving and becoming the person and the being that you need to be. And that could be, you know, experimenting and trying new things, whether it's sexually or on the gender spectrum. We've been living in a society for generations and generations where you just have to be male or female and be interested in the opposite sex and just have one partner and that's it. And we're all kind of coming to a realization that, hey, that's not serving me. You know, you might be someone that needs to be in multiple relationships. You might be someone that is, you know, non-binary, that, you know, doesn't identify with just a male or a female gender, and they identify just as a neutral. Or you could just be interested in both genders sexually. So I think it is a time of, you know, sexually experimenting, and I think it is important that if you have those feelings that you want to try something different, or something is on your mind, or you just like to find out who you are or have more of awareness of yourself, I think it's really important that you go out and do those things. You know what I mean? You don't owe anyone. You don't have to be what other people want you to be. It's all about being your own authentic self. And I think with this grand water trine, as well as it being coming home to our own emotions, it's also coming home to our own sexuality and coming home to our spirituality and coming home to that we're souls. So with this time, use this grand water trine to transform these aspects of your life and bring healing. So the other trine that's involved in this Star of David at this new moon is the grand earth trine. So we have Uranus in Taurus, Saturn in Capricorn, and Venus in Virgo. So that is transformation and breaking down and causing revelations in our structures, and then going down into Venus in Virgo and categorizing everything, putting it all into a perspective, putting labels and understanding that these old structures don't serve us anymore, and putting it in a better way and sorting it in a way so we can move forward. And that also means so we can be of service, because Virgo is of service, and with Venus there, it's our heart space. So how can we serve the collective from our heart? But we can only do that when we're serving ourselves with our own heart, and we've got a better understanding of what structures and formulas that we've had that have helped us to survive, but where we need to break those down now and put them into healthier structures. So this earth trine is also very healing as well. It's trines and grand water trines are a kind of a sign of ease and kind of expansion. So let's just look at this as a way of a guiding sense, like guiding us to what direction we need to go, giving us a little bit of a helping hand along the way. And with both the water trine and the earth trine, we're kind of going to feel like we're a bit stuck in the middle here. So we don't really know if we should move too far forward or stay where we are or go back or what. So I kind of feel like it's a really good idea need just to stay present and slowly move those things forward. So if you come up with something of resistance, go into that. Could it be something in your belief system that's coming up? Could it be something energetically that's happening? And what do you need to see from this aspect coming up that you actually do to yourself? So that's why it's been projected onto you, so you can see it. So at this time, it is a time of taking things a little bit slowly. We have had this massive energy burst from Jupiter going direct the last couple of days, so that is great, and we're all probably getting really motivated to move forward. But I do feel at this time we should be waiting for Saturn to go direct before we start kind of making any major changes and running forward with leaps and bounds. But I think that we just need to have those intentions there, you know, start working with our, you know, internal voice that's saying, hey, I want to start this new project, or I want to do this, and start coming up with ideas. This is a great time for ideas and sharing ideas. So when the planets more start to move direct, because we've got so many retrograde right now, you'll just be, you know, just straight out there moving forward. So this really is a great time for healing, a great time for coming up with new ideas and just transforming this old stuff. Like, let's get this new stuff going so we can make a better planet. So this solar eclipse and new moon in Cancer is going to be highly transformational, and the effects of eclipses can last 6 months and even longer. So at this time we really need to be looking at what intentions we are wanting to bring into our lives, and, you know, even spend some time out in nature, because there is the Star of David in earth and water. So even if it's spending time in nature or going out to the ocean or having a relaxing bath and just setting these intentions and letting things unfold. There is a lot of chaos going on, and the more we push, the more that we're kind of getting pushed back. So just let things unfold naturally and find forgiveness for ourselves and forgiveness for other people, because it is a highly transformational time, and it's really important that we come home to ourselves and set a new structure of home that's within our being. And, you know, if I can say anything, it is just to be nurturing to yourself. Because when we nurture ourselves, other people reflect that back to us, and we need to be the change that we want to see on this planet. Show other people that it's okay to have your feelings, and, you know, you're comfortable sitting with your feelings and you're not ashamed of them, and they make you who you are. And when other people see you doing that, they feel it's okay for them to do that too. So at this time, set some absolutely wonderful new intentions for yourself, something that's going to last the next 6 months or the next year, because this is setting the tone for the next year. So I hope you all have a magical solar eclipse and new moon in Cancer. So if this video resonated with you in some way, please subscribe to my channel, or if you think this could benefit someone else, please share it. All in all, I hope you all have a fantastic new moon and solar eclipse. Many soul journey blessings.